So my dad get the love note. He comes in the crib. Now we in there cleaning the crib up. My mama upstairs. So he comes in like, May. So she comes halfway down the stairs. She like, Al, you scared me. Is everything okay? He like, I wasn't gonna say nothing. He like, I got one yesterday. He like, and now I got one today. She like, one of what? And she opened it. And it was basically just, a love letter, just admiring my dad, how handsome he is. She said, yeah, probably a kid that want me to go on here and snap their neck. She said, I'm going to keep it, though. She said, and we're going to turn the camera. We're going to direct the camera the way towards the truck. He like, nah, because that camera comes to when people come on the porch, or if somebody hopped the gate or happen to get over, it could catch that side. So she like, well, we're going to have to get another camera. So he like, I'll get one when I get off tomorrow. Boom. My dad heads off to work. Now it's summertime, so we out of school, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of like doing what we want. Our mama giving us a little bit of, she been a little bit of lenient this year, you know what I'm saying? We did what we had to do, but she's still on our heels. So we most definitely had to do a lot of chores. We had to be up sometimes 6 in the morning. Mark used to still drag, but when Mark would drag, my mama would drag him out the bed, period, poo. So boom, as the day progressed, my mom's phone going off. Now, my mama is not the type that picks up the phone. So when she pick up the phone, it's because it's somebody that she wants to talk to. So it's my Uncle Jared that's from Detroit. Now, we got family that's in Detroit. Now, Father's Day is coming, right? It's like in a couple of days or so. Now, normally, every Father's Day, my dad throw a major party, a big, big party. And the party is until the party don't end. It's just until you ready to go home. So, my uncle is loony, crazy. When I say hot head, when I'm telling you will pop off and don't care, I'm talking about my uncle. But look, man, if looks can be deceiving, this man is sweet as pie. He looks sweet as pie. He's sweet to us, but he had a temper that'll snap some so serious. So he basically took it to my mom, we sitting up there cleaning. So she got the phone on speaker. So he like, yeah, you make sure you tell my brother that we're coming there, and for the party and woo woo. So he was like, we might just need somewhere to crash. She said, yo, you can stay here. She said, you family, you can stay here, you and your wife, right? So he like, yeah. Now it wasn't his wife, it was his girlfriend, but they've been together for a long, long, long time, and he's crazy about her, and she's crazy about him, and the way that they're in sync, it's amazing. But it's that crazy amazing. But you'll get what I'm talking about as we go along down in the story. So boom, days passed. It's a day before Father's Day. Now my mama is getting bouncers together. They going out to the warehouse getting lots of liquor. We already got a bar full of liquor, but they getting more to replenish. So they getting ready, right? They're doing orders. My dad is also going to be cooking. So, it's food out there. So when I say big major party, I mean big major party. They playing pool out there, throwing darts. It's just something to do. It's a pool out there. It's a hot tub out there. So it's really lit. They got it lit for them, right? So boom, it's the day of the party. My mama talked to me and Mark and Caleb. Caleb, you stay in your room. If you need anything, you go to your brothers. So Mark like, why he always got to come to us? So my mama say, Mark, don't test me on this day, because I swear to God, I will cut you up and keep it moving. Don't play with me today, because I will show out in front of whoever comes here. So I was like, I can. And I'm like, and I take care of Caleb anyway. He always be in this room. So I'm like, I got Caleb on. She like, no, but I'm going to need you to make sure that you do what you always do when I have big parties. I'm going to need you to be in the living room. Now, when I say big parties, they had the dude, Michael, off a house party. The one that was like the toe jam cracker, the bald head dude. He had came to, my parents' party before, the Casper guy. This is something new, the Casper Slab Part 2. They came over to parties before, so I already kind of knew how it went, right? My mama got 2 bouncers, one in the back and one all the way in the party. And then I'm watching the front. Nobody can come or ring our bell from the front. They got to go through the back because they got to pay to get in. So I already know the rules. She said, make sure nobody go in my living room or upstairs. That's the reason why I'm in the living room, so I can see everything. All right, cool. She said, don't be on my phone. Don't fall asleep. Don't have no company. Don't be outside my house. She said, anything happen, you tell one of the bouncers, or you come find me or your daddy. You get that? I said, yes, I understand. She said, now look, your Uncle Jared back there, you don't tell your Uncle Jared nothing, because he's crazy. You come straight to me or your daddy or the bouncers. I said, I got you, Mom. Boom. She look at Mark. She say, Mark, help your brother. If you see something going crazy, just don't sit there because you want to see something go down. Just make sure you help Rody Dodie. He like, Mom always help. She said, mm-hmm. So boom, my mama's getting all the food and everything. She's taking it out there, so we helping her. Now the party is starting to jump. All right, but the party is starting to super jump around about 11 something. So it's popping. So people are coming in, the bouncer's paying out. It's people that's coming through the front door like, hey, because they don't want to stand in the line. So I'm like, hey, you got to go around the side way. They're like, no, man, it's a long line. They're like, oh, I remember you. I remember when you was little. But I don't remember you. Okay, so you just must try to just swoop on through the front. They're like, I'll pay you $50 if you let me in. Now, if I let them in, they go straight through the kitchen and they go straight through the door and they go straight to the party. Straight access. So I was like, 50. I'm like, nah, my mama said that I gotta tell everybody to go. He like, I give you 100. I'm like, 100? I'm like, don't tell my mama, okay? I unlocked the thing, boop, boop. He grabbed this lady, he gave me the 100. Let him out, he at the party. So I'm like, what? So I went downstairs, knocked that Mark, do. I'm like, Mark, I got $100. So anytime somebody was coming to the front, I was charging like, yeah, if you come through the front, I got to charge you $50. Now I'm starting to charge. So as I'm charging these people, but it was some people that was coming and was like, I'll pay you. But it was some people that wasn't saying that. So I was putting on, I just got addicted to just getting the bread because I saw how fast it was coming in. So somebody went out there to the back and told my mom that basically I charged them to come to the front. Now this person knew my mom, but I didn't know that. I only knew my mama 4 best friends, which was Carlina, Thina, Self, the one, Niecy, the one that they call each other Self, and Miss B. And then we had Boo. So she had 5 best friends. So it was like, I already knew all my mama close friends, but I didn't know my mama had associates. So my mama comes to the living room. She say, you want to get choked? I'm like, huh? She was like, did you charge somebody to come in the front when I told you don't let nobody come in the front? I'm like, no. I'm like, somebody said that they'd pay me $100 to come in the front, and I took the $100. She said, let me see. I said, huh? She said, empty out your pockets now. It ain't like I could have just turned around and peeled over. So I was like, oh, man, she finna see all the money. So I empty out my pockets. I got it balled up. She like, bro, Sean. I'm like, she like, so you gonna steal from me? I'm like, but I was telling them to go around, and some of them was saying that, so I tell her the truth. So she say, okay, don't charge them. If they come to you and say that they want to pay you to come through the front way, you make sure that you take them out. You can keep the money. But if they think they're gonna come through the front door for free, she say you send them on to the back. But you don't charge them at this door. You get that? I said, okay. She said, don't be up here hustling at my spot. I'm up here trying to make money. What's wrong with you? She walked off, but I was like, when my mama used to sip and be off on one, she was kind of like lenient with me. So boom, I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna let it. I made enough, and I ain't gonna let nobody come through the front. So Mark come up there. He like, hey, you wanna go out in the front? I'm like, for what? He like, what else? I'm like, he like, yeah. I'm like, how you get some? He like, don't worry. I'm like, did you take it from mom? He like, no. He like, my God. He like, but it's only this much. So I'm like, God. He like, I just, rolled it up. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, we're only going to get 3 pulls out of it. He like, yeah, but it's real good. So boom, we on the porch, right? So I'm like, I'm going to stand. So I came off the steps so I could be able to see, because it's no parking out there because there's a lot of people and it took the parking spot. So it's people walking. So if I see people walking, I could tell Mark, like, put it away, put it away. So I'm like kind of over here and Mark is on the porch. So I'm just looking around. So Mark do his, boom. I come over, I do mine. Do. He like, I'm like, ooh, it almost burned me. I'm like, because I never like it to get low that it burn my lip. So once it get like to a certain point, it could be like this big, I'm good. So I just made sure I just hit it, boom, and I pass it to him. So as I'm passing it to him and I'm walking over, I see the cops. Walking like a couple of houses away. So I'm like, Mark, I'm like, throw it away. He like, what? I'm like, throw it away. He like, throw it away. So I go, I'm like, I grab it. He like, no. I'm like, here come the cops. So the cops started bending the corner. Mark was blowing the smoke, trying to wave the smoke away. So I start walking towards the cops. I'm like, hey, he like, yeah, he like, you stay here? He like, you live here? And I'm like, yeah, I live here. He like, your parents at home? I'm like, yeah, my parents at home. So now it's still a line on the side of the house because people still coming in. So he like, can you go get your parents or can I come in? I say, I'll go get my parents. I'm like, hold on. So I go get my dad. I'm like, I go back there in the party. It's people. Oh, it's like, it's just going crazy. Everybody put a show my mama on the mic. Yo, let's go. Come on. Oh, let's go to the mall. Come on. Oh, let's go to the mall. Get low. So I'm like, okay. So I go and I tell my dad first. My mama is already in the vibe. I'm like, Dad. I'm like, it's the cops out there. They want to see you. Like, the cops. I'm like, yeah. So he gets up and I go over there like, Mom. She like, let's go. And let's go. Show it and let's go. Come on and show it. I'm like, Mom. She like, let's go. Hey, DJ, press play on it. Now, she got a DJ, but she's like throwing in her ad-libs, okay? Okay, you know, it was like I never knew there was a... So everybody was kind of getting low. So let's go. Like, she putting a remix on that. Like, how are you doing that? So I'm like, she like, what? I'm like, I just told Dad, but the cops out there. She like, the cops? I'm like, yeah, they outside. So she like, so she goes and she walks off. So my dad is talking to the cops, right?